What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, thanks for being here. Today's video, we're doing an update, my full impressions after enough time running in the Reebok Forever Floatride Energy 2.0. And yeah, I've got some things to say. Pretty happy with this shoe. I wish I could edit my hand out so the shoe would just go across the screen. Anyway, guys, if this is your first time here, first time to this channel, thank you for being here. We talk about running, we talk about all things running, my running, your running, shoes, just general running stuff. If you like running, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video or get any value from it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It just really helps the channel out. I appreciate it. But with that said, let's get right into it and talk about the Reebok Forever Floatride Energy 2.0 after a good number of miles. What's up guys? Okay, another nice run, another beautiful run. It was, again, you know what I'm gonna say? It is July now here in Florida, and July in Florida means it's toasty. So today's run was 85 degrees, which is 29.44 Celsius. Actually, today's run was pretty good. I felt pretty good doing it. I ran just under 15 kilometers or 9.3 miles at an average pace of 8:27 a mile, which is 5:15 a kilometer. I was actually out for a run and I thought, you know what I haven't done? I haven't done a full review after giving the Reebok Forever Floatride Energy 2 a chance. And I checked the mileage, and after this run it was 119 miles. So I think that's a pretty good amount, pretty good distance to put into these shoes. Hold on. All right, here we go. You know what? They're still in pretty good shape. They're still looking good. I noticed when I looked down how beautiful and white they still were. They are definitely not as white, but that's what you get for buying white shoes. You know, they look good for about an hour, and then they start to get scuffed up. But these actually aren't too bad. But I'm gonna get inside, I'm gonna get cleaned up, get showered, and we're gonna talk about what I think about the Reebok Forever Floatride Energy 2.0. All right, I'm gonna start right off and tell you that I've been very happy with this shoe. Even holding it, even though I'm used to it, I've run in it, it still feels light, and it feels light on my feet. I wanted to do this update video because when you do an initial review, like, I'm always enamored with a shoe most of the time. Like 90% of the time, I am enamored with a shoe on the first run, the first time I go out in it. There's just some new shoe joy. You know, new shoes do spark joy, and I have a hard time seeing the negative side of shoes on my initial run. But now, as you know, you just saw me outside. I have run 119 miles in this shoe, given it a good try, and now I can talk about, you know, what it really feels like after a good number of miles. Now, I mentioned it being a little scuffed. It's really not that bad. I think it still looks good. I've run in the rain, I've run in the dirt, and I usually just brush it off, and it has stayed pretty clean. So let's talk about how it feels, because that is the main thing. If you remember from my initial review, I did have to go down to a size 12. Listen, if you're buying this shoe, I want you to buy a couple of pairs and then see what fits for you. I did go with a size 12 US. I am normally a size 13 US. I bought a size 12 and a 13. The 13, I was practically swimming in it. The 12, you know, it was just a bit tight, but it still felt good. So I kept it rather than going to the 12 and a half. I'm glad I did, because I don't notice anything about this shoe being too small for my foot. Now, I thought I was going to in the beginning, but I really don't. I thought it was a little tight around like the outsides, especially on the outside of my little toe. I've run in this shoe now for 119 miles. I have no foot pain or foot discomfort. You know how some shoes, they kind of rub you a little bit, and they're not good enough, or they're not bad enough to not run in them, but it just like rubs your little toe, or it pushes your little toe over and it annoys the next toe. I get that a lot with the Hoka Rincon. I have not had that with this shoe. So I want to say that if you are between sizes, you know, kind of, if it feels a little tight when you first put them on, I don't want that to put you off, because I have run over 100 miles in these shoes and they are incredibly comfortable still. Now, we had talked about the foam. The midsole foam is a TPE foam. Hey, past Matt, what does TPE stand for? TPE stands for thermoplastic elastomer. The TPE foam is standing up wonderfully. It really soaks up the miles when I'm running easy miles. It's cushioned, but it's firm and responsive enough to respond to me when I pick up the pace. So what I'm saying is that when I go out for an easy run, but I want to throw in some intervals, I can really do that and drop the hammer on this shoe. Now, this is not like a squishy midsole that's hyper cushioned like, what did I run in before? The Skechers Go Run Max Road 4s. That is like running in a slipper. It's so comfortable. Every step is like stepping on a cloud and you float away. This is a lot more responsive than that, and it feels absolutely wonderful. You get a lot more road feel with this shoe. Now, we're in the middle of summer right now, and a lot of people are talking about how shoes run hot. They make their feet sweat a little more, or they're not comfortable because they're a little hot. Listen, I have no business talking about a shoe running hot, because I am testing all of my shoes in Florida. Every single run I go out on, my shoes are soaked through with sweat. A lighter shoe doesn't really make too much of a difference for me on a daily basis, at least in the summertime. And I just want to show you this heel collar. I've had no problems with comfort with this shoe. There is no rubbing. It's enough cushioning back there where it's a non-issue. It's not even worth talking about because it just works. Doesn't bother my Achilles tendon. We have here the back of the shoe flares out nicely, but I just want to show you the cushioning. There is a lot of cushioning around here. I've got to compare it to other shoes that I have run in, and right now I'm running in the Glide Ride by Asics. Now, that is a highly cushioned shoe with there's just a lot of shoe. There's a lot more shoe wrapped around you. The cushioning is there where you need it and nowhere else. I've had no discomfort on the top of my foot with the tongue. It is a gusseted tongue, so it is attached on the sides. It's pretty thin, you can see that. It's not like a super thin, like a racing tongue, I would say, a racing tongue to save weight. There is cushion, and it's nice to have that cushion on a daily trainer, but it doesn't move around, it doesn't get bunched up, it's all very comfortable. Let's talk about how these shoes are standing up to my running. I have run 120 miles, and I'm going to show you the outsole. Can you see this? Okay, that is focusing nicely on the outsole, and I'm just going to move it up so you can see. Keep in mind, 120 miles on this shoe. Can you see any wear? I am very surprised at the little amount of wear that I can see on this shoe. This is a 5, maybe 600 mile shoe. The amount of outsole rubber on this is enough to stand up to a lot of miles. All right, my friends, listen, this shoe, I highly recommend this shoe. Now let me just put this out there. I highly recommend this shoe, and I recommend you buying it. It is worth every single penny. Now, a lot of you out there have got good deals on this shoe. Reebok has had fantastic deals on this shoe. My opinion of this shoe has only increased over the 119 miles that I have run in it. This is quite possibly a shoe that I would buy again. When I realize that it's this shoe's turn to be running, I rotate 4 pairs of shoes. I'm actually excited to grab these shoes. If you have to pay full price for these shoes, I think they are still worth it. I will go ahead and link to my affiliate link at Roadrunner Sports in the comments below. Go ahead and check those out. Guys, thanks for staying all the way to the end of the video. If you got any value, if you've been thinking about these shoes and this video pushed you over the edge into getting them, go ahead and smash that like button. It's hugely appreciated. All right, thanks for staying all the way to the end of the video, folks. I put out new videos twice a week, and we do a live stream every single week. Please subscribe if you're not already. Hit that bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video, and be kind, be happy, run well. I'll see you next time.